D11 Sports presents St. Luke's Sports Medicine Game of the Week.
A look above from Mart's Hall here in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. It is Game 2 of the Schuylkill League semifinals with either Mahanoy area or Pottsville taking on a team that already punched its ticket earlier tonight in Minersville. This is a rematch, Game 3 of a season series, and the rubber match between Pottsville and Mahanoy area as they split, with both teams getting a win throughout the regular season. Courtside here, Matt Province, Corrine Fritz. And Corrine, again, you know this league like the back of your hand, and I'm interested in the contrast of these two teams because I remember from last year when Mahanoy area won the thing, they are high-flying.
They're high-flying, and they're on their goal, and their bucket list is to get repeat, have back-to-back championships, and they have all the tools to make that happen.
Yeah, this is a team that had a 20-2 regular season record. They were 12-2 and co-champions, and by power ranking finished with the 1 seed, so they had a bye in the quarterfinals. Last year we saw them come through and get the victory to get themselves their first title in the Schuylkill League since back in 2014, and they have had back-to-back championships. Well, once in the background of this team, 2005-06 they won it, so it would be the second time they would have done this, but that was a long time ago. These kids weren't even born in 05-06. Meanwhile, for Pottsville, interesting too, this team finished third in the Schuylkill League, 11-3 conference record, 17-6 overall. Last year they were bounced in the quarterfinals, but it's a rich history for the Crimson Tide trying to get back to that pinnacle, and that would be winning on their home court.
Oh yeah, that's such an advantage too, being on their home court. This is comfortable territory for them. They have a great squad led by Alvarez. He does a really nice job inside. Montone running the show out top. You have good defenders in Daybridge and Watkins. I'm excited to look at the matchups and see what kind of defensive scheme Pottsville's going to throw at Mahanoy to try to slow them down.
Jake Wartella, who's the coach at Pottsville, is in his 6th year. Teddy Stajka in his 5th year, so still relatively young head coaches here in the Schuylkill League. Both have had a whole lot of success. And as I mentioned, they did play each other this season. January 10th, Pottsville lost 62-47, but 20 days later, they avenged that loss in a barn burner, low scoring but very tight, 36-34 win. So as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, this is the rubber match. We'll see how it will play out, but you know the good news is that we do have some insight into how this game's going to go as our D11sports.com sideline reporters caught up to both coaches before this game. So without further ado, let's get the inside scoop from Robbie McGrath of Minersville and Anna Howland of Lehighton. Guys, take it away.
We're back for Game 2 of the Schuylkill League boys basketball semifinals. This game's against Mahanoy and Pottsville. Here's what the coaches had to say.
Mahanoy area head coach Teddy Stajka said that he has to have help defense available against Christian Alvarez, who is scoring a lot of points in the paint. They also have to make sure that Latrell Montone is contained in all parts of the court. He can drive to the basket and score efficiently. Lastly, they have to take care of the ball and not create any turnovers. This Pottsville defense is an aggressive and tough defense to play against.
Pottsville's coach Jake Wartella said these two teams know a lot about basketball and know a lot about each other. They've already played twice this season and have gone 1-1. Their biggest struggle tonight is going to be handling Mahanoy's pressure. They're a very aggressive and very intense team, so that's going to be their task for tonight. They hope to capitalize on all their offensive opportunities and play good defense in order to shut Mahanoy down. Back to you guys.
All right, great job, too. And, of course, if you are a student from any District 11 school and are interested in broadcast journalism or photography, check out D11sports.com. Follow your dream and get close to the action as you take part in our student internship program like you just saw there, Robbie and Anna getting some screen time. For more information, contact your athletic director or reach out to Al or Dave at D11sports.com. All right, the keys to the game from, again, Corrine Fritz, who not only knows the game but knows Schuylkill League basketball. What do you got for these two teams?
So first on Pottsville side, they want to take care of the ball and obviously limit turnovers, play physical, rebound, and as far as Mahanoy's concerned, they're looking to box out, looking to execute what they have on, and looking to get Yadsena and Zawada a quick start. Seeing that they had the bye, Pottsville already has a game underneath their belts. You saw that in the first game with Nativity, that maybe that, sitting and waiting and having that bye the first round isn't the best scenario at all times. So you want to get playing, and Pottsville has maybe an advantage on paper right now that they have that first game under their belt.
Yeah, and they are a scrappy team. You mentioned that as one of the keys, and that's been one of the areas they've had success. So it'll be interesting, how do they slow down the show, the two-man show of Jace Yadsena and Tanner Zawada. That's going to be a tough challenge, as it was for Blue Mountain a year ago in this game. Or that was the finals last year that I refer to. But certainly this is a tall order for that scrappy defense, and they are doing the starting lineups here, announcing them at Mart's Hall. So let's get a look at these starters. And we'll start with Pottsville. Juju Bainbridge in the backcourt, along with Derek Watkins and Ryder Bowers. And then Latrell Montone is like the secondary piece, if you will, when you talk about Christian Alvarez being the alpha male from the offensive perspective. Montone, a great supporting actor, as is Bowers. All three of them average in double figures, which is very impressive. Led by Christian Alvarez, who you talked about earlier, 14.7 points per game. Good shooting percentages, including better than 35% from deep this season. So that'll be a key here for Jake Wartella and his Pottsville Crimson Tide. On the other side, we've talked a little bit about Yadsena, who averages 18.1 points per game. Zawada, 16.5. That is a tremendous two-player punch, and they get some support from Ryan Zilker, William Mayberry, and Peyton Sendach. If you notice, 4 seniors in the starting lineup for Mahanoy, so they are a very experienced club.
Yeah, and Ryan Zilker, he was over the summer, I had the opportunity to see them in the Summer League, and I'll tell you what, as a player that has evolved and gotten better as the season has gone on, Zilker has made an impact and been an important part of this Mahanoy area Golden Bear team. Yeah,
they need his height, too. At 6'6", he gives them more of a presence at the rim, and certainly has been a good, strong rebounder for them, averaging 8.6 rebounds a game. And that is your look at those starting lineups. So we're just about set for action, as Christian Alvarez is already at the midcourt stripe, ready for jump ball. And the winner of this game, Pottsville and Mahanoy area, will advance again to the finals and take on already victorious Minersville in the Friday night championship. By the way, this place has filled up throughout the course of our first game to now. I looked around, holy Toledo, there's an area seat to be had. And the ball is up. We're underway. Bainbridge has it. Pottsville will go on offense first here in the Schuylkill League semifinal matchup. Man-to-man early on here for Minersville, or rather for Mahanoy area. Here's Alvarez putting it to the bounce, and his shot may have been altered, the angle, and away with the miss come the Golden Bears. They will move quickly. They like to push it, including this kid here. Yadsena from distance, no. Montone has the rebound. Latrell Montone, who averaged 11.5 points per game during the season. Kicks over, here's the 3 ball, in and out. Couple of near makes that won't sit for either team. And Yadsena wants to push. Tanner Zawada down low, strong finish. Sendach in the paint over the shoulder.
That's a beautiful pass. And Tanner does that so well. He sees the court very well, and he'll distribute that ball and get an easy bucket.
Yeah, both these guards move so quickly. Alvarez, an answer. He connected at 34.5% from distance this season. He's got the first triple in this game. I love the tempo. We figured this might be a game that features a lot of possessions.
Yeah.
They are pushing it both ways. Some confusion, at least here from the Pottsville fans, thinking the ball would belong to the Crimson Tide, but it stays here with the Golden Bears. Yadsena will try it again, short. Again, Montone a rebound. He looks to push 3-on-2. Here's Watkins, back to Montone. Altered Yadsena, who couldn't keep it alive, but good job by Jace Yadsena to get back and perform a little defense on that 3-on-2 break. Yadsena will also rebound. He has 6.5 per game. Nearly 3 steals a game. He plays both ends. Watkins, or rather Bainbridge through traffic, fouled on the floor.
So here we're going to see the drive-in, and then you have a foul. They called that on Jensena, and that's going to be his first.
Good job there by Bainbridge to realize that Jensena was blowing by him. There's a triple. It's down for Ryder Bowers, and get this, Corinne, 67th three-pointer of the year. He's got a 45.5% make mark from downtown. That's as good as you're going to see.
Yeah, it is. That is very good.
It's Troy Keating-esque. And now Alvarez pokes it free and saves it. So Pottsville up 6-2, comes away with the turnover. Montone out. It's Watkins' turn, but no good. And the rebound cleared by Zilker. Pottsville early on getting really everybody an opportunity in this offense. There's a great pass down low. And then Zilker fouled hard. 2 shots upcoming.
So Mahanoy area pushing the ball. Tanner Zawada looking. There's a great pass down inside. Again, I can't emphasize enough that Tanner Zawada does a fabulous job of seeing his teammates and getting them in a position to be successful and score.
Yeah, my takeaway last year from the championship game is that I don't know if you'll find 2 more athletic guards in the area. I mean, throw out the other things, height, size, whatever. But 2 guys who are so athletic, who are so quick to accelerate and play the game at 100 miles per hour at all times, those 2 do.
They do.
1 of 2 for Zilker. Ball punched out of bounds. It'll be Pottsville basketball.
And I would have to say that that's not by accident. Those kids have played probably more basketball than everybody in this gym, honestly. They're basketball junkies, and that's why they're as good as they are.
And I remember, if you look down, you're in trouble. So don't look down. Look down for a moment. And Zawada's got the ball in Zilker's hands right under the rim. Here's Montone. Drawing the assignment of Sendach into the paint. The one-hander is up and in. Good touch. And so now Montone becomes the 3rd Crimson Tide player to score. 3 field goals, 3 different players. Montone coming off 10 in the quarterfinal win over Tri-Valley. Zawada cut off with a double team. Sendach having a hard time, being pressured heavily. Zawada slicing through, can't get it to go. Off and running is Watkins. Watkins trying to go coast to coast. Watkins the finish. No. The putback. Yes. It's Alvarez, his 2nd field goal. Timeout, Mahanoy area. The tempo has been splendid. The action has been terrific. And the home team off to the lead.
Yeah, and there's Pottsville. They're going to take advantage also of those turnovers. There's aggressive defense. They're going to get in your face, cause you to turn the ball over, and then they're going to be successful on the other end.
They have hounded the offense of the Golden Bears in the half-court set. I mean, they could not work for a free shot here this last possession. It was a really tough take by Zawada off the baseline. Couldn't get it to go, and Watkins thought one thing. I have the rebound. I have nobody in front of me. I'm going to go. And he didn't come away with the points, but on the follow, Alvarez, who's got 5, coming off a 17-point, 2 3-point field goal game in a 63-55 win in which Pottsville led wire to wire.
Right, and you look at this also. Pottsville off to a quick start. Mahanoy area maybe taking a few minutes here to get in game mode again. And I have to say, it goes back to, they have a game. They played Tri-Valley. They have that intensity. They know what it's going to take right now. And not that Mahanoy area doesn't. It's just that they have that game preparation coming into this.
And you've lived it. You know that as a coach. You've seen how players respond to layoffs or conversely momentum of getting a quarterfinal victory and plugging onward. London Ivy has checked in for Pottsville. And here is Mayberry with the basketball. Averages 7.7 points per game, so another good complementary scorer to this backcourt of Jensena and Zawada. He's got the ball again. Look at the effort on defense, but he breaks free, can't get the bunny to go, and Alvarez has the rebound. He's off and running again, and then a push. And I believe if it's Zilker, that'll be is that his 2nd or his 1st? Either way, it's on Zilker.
Yeah, that was an interesting call. That was an off-the-ball call. by Nick Molesky when the ball was transitioning up. He saw some interaction going on and quickly diffusing that, calling the foul, taking care of business from that end, being able to manage the game.
Ryder Bowers checks out. Colin McGinley comes in, sophomore that has played as part of this rotation for Jake Wartella. Ivy looking, zips it back out. Tries to reverse a little strong, and then a good job by Yedsena to tip it to himself. He is dangerous in the open floor. Yedsena elevates, and Alvarez blocks the shot. Alvarez stood his ground, and in the process gets the rejection, his 28th of the year.
Yeah, so you send it coming down, and he wants to go strong to the basket, and there may be a little bit of contact, but not enough to draw the foul.
And you've got to stand your ground if you're Alvarez, because you know Yedsena can leap tall buildings with single bounds.
Oh, yeah, you can.
And if you're not careful, you'll get posterized. Zawada a little too strong, saves our camera.
Oh.
You know what? That's not going to show up in the box score, but I want to make a point that Tanner Zawada just saved a very expensive Canon unit here for D11sports.com. But again, another empty possession, no shot for Mahanoy area. Pottsville's come out with a lot of momentum. Montone has a tough assignment here. Yedsena can really move. Takes him left, nothing doing. Good battle down low.
Yeah, Alvarez working real hard to get the ball. Now they enter it.
How
Now
about
there's a double team.
Oblas is giving him some size, but he was really moving, trying to prevent that pass. And now nearly a steal. Good job by Bain. Keeps possession. Ivy goes up, and he's able to finish. A little poison ivy there for London, a senior. And Pottsville, all the momentum in the world, has come out like gangbusters. And a foul down low. They've opened up a 9-point lead early on.
Yeah, Juju coming down in a nice little bounce pass. And Ivy being able to convert.
He kind of got upended to some contact on the undercut that he was able to finish through. And now another steal. Bainbridge able to dislodge and come away with it. Everything going Pottsville's way early on. This is a program with 20 Schuylkill League championship under its belt. Ivy uses the other baseline. So he's tangling his way into the paint, and he's had 4 off the bench. Ivy scoring, his crowd getting the itch, imploring the team for more defense, and another misfire. And Pottsville will have possession with the lead at 11.
Alvarez driving in. There's Ivy with that nice left-hand baseline drive to convert. Yeah, good solid minutes off the bench, contributing 4 points immediately, making a huge impact right now.
He's averaged 3.7, so he's above that. He had 3 in the quarterfinal, so a very good start for London Ivy. Gives him height at 6'4". 2:09 to go, first half action. Place quiet as Pottsville operates. They've been loud when Pottsville's been on defense, and right now it's out of bounds off Mahanoy area.
I'll figure it out.
He's waiting in the wrong area, just wondering why he doesn't have a basketball in his hands. Alvarez is off to a good start. Boy, you could see that Yedsena wants to intercept the pass and go. Good job. Zilker gets the block, and that is his average about 1 a game, so about 20 blocks this season. And now a traveling violation, and the crowd goes crazy.
Yeah, so Chase coming down in transition. He's going to use that spin dribble. And when he spins and he puts that pivot foot back down, he spins, plants that, and picks it back up. That's going to be a walk.
He moves so quickly, right, at such a ridiculously rapid pace that it's got to be hard for him to always keep the feet in mind, because he's like the Tasmanian devil. He is off and going. Minute and a half to go, first quarter. Pottsville has controlled it out of the gates. Alvarez stripped Zilker, who had a block a moment ago, has a steal here. So showing you some rim protection, some defense is Ryan Zilker. Sawada down low, an extra pass as Zilker puts it in. Great job by Sendach.
Yeah, and that all started out top by Zawada entering it down and that extra pass. So extra passes is definitely what they needed.
Yeah, I think the Bears, as now the crowd finally has something to cheer about for the first time in seemingly the whole quarter. It's been a while since they had scored. They have done a great job on the two leading scorers, but here Senna has the block. Then got a little too fast again, turned it over, 2-on-1. Montone streaking to the rack, puts it in. And then Senna is going to be called for a foul afterwards. Couldn't stop his feet.
So Senna just loses that ball. Pass up to Montone. He finishes.
Just barreled into Watkins.
Yeah, and I think there's a little extracurricular activity on behalf of Senna.
And now he has 2 fouls. Montone has 2 field goals. And Pottsville gets the possession, a chance to build their apex here in the first quarter. Teddy Stajka asking for an explanation, explaining his case. And that's tough, right? Because if you're an official, you have to kind of gauge what's the momentum of the play and a guy just kind of stopping and what's the, as you said, maybe the extracurricular stuff.
Yeah, and it looks like there might be water on the floor, that it's wet in that corner that they're going to take care of right now.
Looks like from the back of Teddy Stajka, it looks like he's doing his best to have like the controlled discussion. He's kept very much in control. You could see he's upset and, some laughs and some gestures, but keeping his cool as Pottsville gets it back. 30 seconds to go, first half. 4 players have scored, 3 of them multiple field goals, so the ball distribution has been there for the Crimson Tide. Here comes Iverson. We'll see what that is.
Yeah, I hear it. Yeah, I know. I'm interested to see what this play is.
Nothing
Iverson.
Screams ISO like Iverson, right?
Yep, exactly.
And Montone was whittling through, does kick it out. 2.5 seconds. Will they get a shot? Bainbridge falling off balance, puts it up, no good. Regardless of that final shot not falling, things fell in place for the Crimson Tide. They've got an 11-point lead over the number 2 seed Mahanoy Golden Bears. We'll step aside here from Marks Hall. 16-5 Pottsville on D11sports.com, presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine.
Make game day an experience with digital scoreboards. Fans will experience every moment like never before with stunning high-resolution displays, crystal clear sound, and custom animations packed with school pride. Every single game is going to feel electric. From touchdowns to saves, three-pointers to pins, digital scoreboards makes every moment bigger, better, and unforgettable. Create the ultimate game day atmosphere with digital scoreboards because your fans deserve the best. Visit digitalscoreboards.net and see how we can transform every moment into something extraordinary.
Since its inception, the Temple St. Luke School of Medicine has focused on cultivating local talent. Training medical students in the Lehigh Valley has significant long-term benefits for our region's healthcare. Our medical students learn here, stay here, and establish practices here, becoming a true community asset. Start here and train with the next generation of healthcare providers for our region.
Matt Province, Green Fritz. And we have ourselves Pottsville. A lot of people expected Mahanoy to compete for a chance to repeat, and they very well could, but right now it's been all Crimson Tide. A neat Euro step was not met with a finish, so an empty possession here. Now with Senna getting a breather, you see back into the game Mike Oblas. Here is Sendach. They've done a really nice job, too. We have not been able to say Tanner Zawada a whole lot. And he's a dynamite player. Had 11 in the finals game a year ago. Came in averaging 16.3 points a game. I do not think he has a shot attempt yet.
He does not. And that's going to be a huge concern for the Golden Bears. They got to get him involved in this offense and get him some scoring opportunities.
being guarded right now by Watkins. Little shake and bake to his left, and then got hit by Watkins, who's done a really nice job staying with him that time, just a little too aggressive as he pushed him off that block towards the baseline.
And you know what? And he's not an easy guy, an easy boy to defend either, because he's constantly moving as well.
You got to get it in. 5-second violation. Another turnover created by the Crimson Tide defense. And Teddy Stajka has got to be sitting on the standing on the sidelines thinking, what is it going to take to light that spark? How can we wake this team up? Right now, the Bears are still in bye hibernation. That's something you were kind of alluding to, but without that corny alliteration earlier. Here's a 3-ball, a little too strong for Bowers. And Zawada's got it. 4-on-3 down court. Sendach thought about the 3.
Oh, boy.
Maybe should have taken the 3. Another turnover. Watkins out. He's done a great job defensively. Second time we'll see Colin McGinley check into the game for the Crimson Tide. And yet Senna is coming in for Sendach. He's got 2 fouls and a chance to kind of cool off, get himself in a position to start that potential explosion we have seen from him over the years. When he gets going, look out. Bowers, no, so back out for a 3-ball. No good. Zilker, another rebound. He's collecting boards at a high rate early on. Montone, oh, the nifty steal using the behind-the-back save. How about that? Here's Alvarez from deep. No. Yedsena fighting for the rebound. Bowers tried to knock it off of Yedsena and was successful. Just like all the hustle plays, all the loose balls. Right now, everything is covered in maroon. Or in this case,
the
crimson.
I don't know what the difference is, but it's pretty close, right? Crimson, maroon, red, Pottsville, Tide. Oh, no, there's a lot of red in this gym.
It sure is. Various shades, yes. Now the new thing for gold is Vegas gold. I'm wondering if that's what Mahanoy's wearing. Either way, they were wearing good defense there. They create a turnover back the other way, as they don't want to fall too farther behind, as it's an 11-point game now. Tide has kept these 2 in check. Zawada and Yedsena neither have any points to this point of the game.
Yeah, Pottsville playing great defense, and they're switching every screen, making sure that Zawada and Yedsena don't get a clean look.
Here's a look up top for Mayberry. That's no good. Zilker nearly an offensive rebound, and it was off of Ivy, I believe. So another opportunity for the Bears.
And we know Yedsena and Zawada are their primary leading scorers. However, some of these other kids that are seeing the court, they got to contribute. They got to start knocking down some shots.
Mayberry gets a second crack at it. That's in and out, no good. And this time it looks like they will get Zilker with an over-the-back call. Ivy was looking for one earlier. Gets one here. And think about the impact that London Ivy has had off the bench, both ends.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, he was a starter during the regular season at some point. There were some games. So I think Coach Wartella has been moving players around to see where the best fit would be. And sometimes it is players coming off the bench that have that spark.
Yeah, matchups play a role
Sure.
too, obviously, as you know, better than anybody. This time off of Ivy's hands. So does one thing to show that he is mortal. And into the game comes Max Clues.
Yeah, but he gave some quality minutes and had some big buckets.
And you wonder, too, from a mentality sake, if you're a scorer like Yedsena, you're not scoring. I'm watching him on the other side as this one's picked off. Watkins again with a theft. Tough shot. Watkins off the glass through contact. Oh, my golly. So Watkins now an answer the other side, and it's no good, but still drawing contact. Zawada. what's it, by golly, dear? Oh, that's Watson. But Watkins has had himself a nice start to this basketball game defensively.
Right, and there was a lot of trying to get some points, is trying to get to the basket, draw some contact, get to the foul line.
And this is good here for Zawada. Well,
Yeah.
not the miss,
Right.
but a chance to get that first point, get on the board, and then start feeling good about yourself offensively. But he misfires there. And he's an excellent free throw shooter, 87% coming in. See, the opposite, Jinx. I waited till he missed.
Yeah.
1 of 2. He is a dynamite shooter no matter where he's doing it, from 2, from 3, where he's at 39%, or from the line. First point for Tanner Zawada. Watkins kicks over to the corner to Alvarez. Drives baseline. He picks up contact and a foul here on Sendash. Pottsville just been they've been merciless. Like, they have not allowed any rope here for Mahanoy to tug.
Yeah, and Christian Alvarez does a nice job. He's inside out. He actually is a pretty complete player. Like, he could step out, hit the three, he could take you off the dribble, he could post you up. He has a lot of different aspects of his game.
And I don't get to watch him a whole lot, but to me it's kind of funny, and I remember this from calling these games in the past, including last year when he was a big part of Pottsville's team that went to the semifinals. He's like the opposite of a J.C. Edsena. What do I mean by that? You know, one of them is just kind of quiet, cool, scores, effortlessly, within himself, whereas Edsena is the high flyer, the guy that provides the highlights. Like, two completely different scorers who both can get excellent results.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, which one will prevail tonight? That's going to be the question.
Right.
Alvarez, 1 of 2. And a timeout here. I'm behind on business. What's new? Tonight's action brought to you by Digital Scoreboards, your leader in video scoreboard displays. Stay on top of every fast break, three-pointer, and victory dance with Digital Scoreboards, where every moment of the game is in focus. Proudly serving Lehigh Valley District 11, we're here to bring clarity and excitement to every play. Let's light up the court, keep the energy high, and bring home another big victory. DM2 Security is locally owned and operated. The security company presently serves most of all Pennsylvania. They provide all phases of security services for your home and business, offering free estimates. They have very competitive pricing and superior customer service. Let DM2 Security start protecting you today. Check them out on the web at dm2security.com. It's a small price to pay for your peace of mind. What do you do if you're Mahanoy area? What do you do? How do you jumpstart this offense? A high-powered offense.
Yeah, how about it? And that's a credit to Pottsville's defense. Edsena has yet to score, and Zawada has 1 free throw for the evening.
And he nearly got pickpocketed. They have done a nice job on both he and Zawada, which I was curious if they could. So far, so good. Here's Edsena, gets pickpocketed, but it's out of bounds off Pottsville. Brian Gallagher has checked in for the Bears. Meanwhile, Bainbridge and McGinley come back in, and Wartell is doing a nice job of keeping guys fresh while he's nursing a 13-point lead. Yeah,
it's a similar philosophy to Minersville's program, in which they have players that they're constantly using, and they're just wearing down Edsena, Zawada, and Mahanoy, making it very difficult for them to score.
Zawada goes left. Zawada goes around. Zawada gets fouled. Alvarez looking like he didn't agree with the call. I mean, everybody in prison's innocent, right? That's what they say. And everybody who picks up a foul never committed it. Yeah. Let's get a look. Yeah, it wasn't a lot. In fact, I thought he got a piece of the basketball. Maybe there's something down low, Kareem.
Right, yeah. And Zawada, he's trying to make his presence known. And if he's going to score points, he's going to do it off the dribble, and he's going to try to get to the basket and draw some fouls.
And a lot of times, as I kind of alluded to earlier, that can get scorers going. Get a couple points on the board, start feeling good about their stroke. And there's not many 87% free throw shooters in our area from the line. Not many. Maybe, with 4 or 5 attempts. Yeah. Not with as many attempts as this guy's going to have, All right, so back to 11. Pottsville trying to keep its foot on the gas. Here's Bainbridge. And that's an offensive foul on Bainbridge. A good job defensively by William Mayberry.
Yeah, that was nice rotation on the defense. to rotate over a secondary defender, and he made contact. I think that's a good call.
So slowly but surely, Mahanoy doing a few smaller things to try to get themselves going. And here is Zawada, back to his left. Hangs in the air, floats it up, no good. Those are the shots that he makes. And then he trying to go for the ball and keep the play alive, picks up the foul. Frustration foul on Zawada.
Yeah, you know what? That was a great look. It was a great drive. And that basket is not being very friendly or kind to Mahanoy right now.
And it was moves like that throughout the course of the Schuylkill League Championship, the tournament a year ago, that those shots fell, and I kept thinking to myself, he can float in the air and finish. That's not easy for kids to do. It just won't go for him. Here's Alvarez being assertive and puts it up through contact. That play there shows you the inside of the inside-out game Alvarez has.
Exactly.
There was a lot of contact, and somehow he put it in. And there's Yedsena. First field goal made is from downtown. Boy, did the Bears and Yedsena need that.
Big time.
Now the two show their ability to trap, and they get a tie-up. It'll be a turnover. Goes back to Mahanoy.
Yeah, and there you see Jace White. He does well. He has that long range, that lefty. He's so smooth with that left-handed shot. He has some deep range on that. So that's good for him to gain some confidence in this game and to have a good reward at the end of that shot.
Blas back in for Gallagher. Now a chance at a little run. It's been cut to 10, and perhaps here on this possession back into single digits if they can convert. Of course, that's been a tall order, converting against the Pottsville defense here tonight. Zawada from deep, short. Watkins elevating, doing all the little things well today, except this time pickpocketed. It's the deputy, Mayberry with the theft. Over to Yedsena, no. Mayberry again. He has an offensive rebound. It's wild, and Montone comes away with a great look ahead. And then a rejection, the high flying Yedsena throws the shot. He came out of nowhere to reject that one.
This is unbelievable. He's trailing this play, and he hustles down and gets it at the highest jump.
That is athletic a play.
Very impressive.
This guy should be doing track and field, football, basketball, baseball, lacrosse, hockey. What an athlete. There was no way he was going to catch up to Bowers, right?
No. Unbelievable.
Montone held. It's going to be on Oblas. But you know what's been great about Pottsville is even when they have gone on offensive slumps like they're in now, for the most part, they stay cool. They're not turning the ball over a lot, and they're still playing good defense. So, all of a sudden, Mahanoy feels good, starts to cut it away, but they've never unraveled. Not at all. Case in point, Watkins, by golly, he's got his first three-point field goal. He's got 5 for the game. Mayberry to the corner. Yedsena pulls the trigger. It's an air ball. Crowd's going to go crazy, especially after the ball goes back to the Crimson Tide.
Coach Wartella helping out the official there on that call. It's not clearly. It's going to be Pottsville ball.
As a coach, do you feel sometimes like points follow other great plays? My example is Watkins. He was grabbing rebounds. He was stealing the basketball, but a couple shots didn't fall for him. Now he's starting to see the ball go down. Not this time. Second block for Yedsena, but he's had back-to-back field goals. And here's Yedsena. Can he complete it in and out? And Oblas tried to keep it alive, and he was able to do so. Good hustle by Mike Oblas. And Yedsena was held. The goal was to have him come around off a curl, and he was held. It's on Montone.
That's only his first. Team's 5th, so they'll be doing the automatic double bonus, as we would call it.
Pottsville's
Back in the day.
Pottsville's done a lot of good things, Coach. They've really frustrated. It's not just Yedsena. Zawada's been frustrated. Zilker's been frustrated. They've really done a good job in the psychological game, right? Like really annoying, being a pest to these Golden Bears.
Yeah, and that's a traditional Crimson Tide basketball. That's part of what they do well. year in and year out, there's a certain brand of basketball you get with Pottsville, and defensively, you can't get away from it. They're like brainwashed into this defensive scheme, and the number of players that are coming in and knowing their role, that's why we see the Mahanoy in this deficit.
Just 3 of 6 now, 4 of 7 collectively from the line for the Bears. 12-point game, 24-12, a minute 30 to go, first half action as we play for Martz Hall. Trip to the Schuylkill League Championship at stake. Montone to his right, got thumped. Foul on Sendach. Now the student section didn't like the call, but that may have been one of the most clear evidence of contact I've seen tonight.
Yeah.
And it was right in front of them. So Montone now will go to the line. He gets the opportunity to shoot. He's been a 59% free throw shooter this season. No good on the first attempt. Has 4 points so far today.
So both teams will be shooting 2 foul shots in every foul for the remainder of the second quarter.
1 of 2. Montone's got 5, and the lead is 13. And that's poke free this time. Montone. Bodies go down. 3-on-2 Pottsville. And then a traveling violation. Yep. McGinley just not able to get the ball down to the deck in time. Yep. Somewhere in that scout for Jake Wartella had to be get into the heads of the backcourt. They have stymied Yedsena and Zawada. They have frustrated them. They have hounded them. And the effort there again, it's not going to be Pottsville ball, but that extra effort to get out there and deflect the pass by Watkins, who continues to do, like I said earlier, all the little things well.
Yeah, they just seem a step quicker.
Right.
Quicker. They're knocking ball. They're getting deflections.
And I thought maybe the opposite. Like if Pottsville was going to go ahead, I would think of a different game. I didn't think it could slow down this team. Here's Yedsena over the shoulder. Tough shot, no good. Ivy kept it alive to Montone. And the frustration for the Bears continue for a moment until Ivy travels with the basketball. And Wartella's got both of his hands on his head this time. They've had a chance to build up a bigger lead, but they haven't had as many good offensive possessions in the second quarter as they did first. So I know he's thinking, I got to strike while we have them down. And they've turned it over back-to-back times. Zawada, no. Montone has the rebound, picks up a foul. He'll go to the line again. And another frustration foul. Third on Yedsena. He's got as many fouls nearly as points. He has 4 points. And he'll take another breather. I feel if there's any coach that can reel in Yedsena, it's a guy like Teddy Stajka. If there's any coach, that's no discredit to anybody else. But he looks like a guy you don't want to cross. So Montone is going to be relieved in a moment by Max Cruz. Meanwhile, he's up to 6 points. Now 7. And he'll come out. That lead is up to 15.
And that's a good substitution because he has 2 fouls. They want him to pick up his third foul.
Yeah, inside of a minute, you're right. Bears looking for answers here. They have been stymied by the suffocating Crimson Tide defense throughout the course of this game. Sendach, nothing. Zawada steps into contact, and it should be 2. Yeah, it's going to be just 2 shots. He came inside the perimeter on the attempt.
So Zawada, the catch, and then he steps through to create that contact.
Nothing easy, right? Like they're contesting everything. They haven't had a chance to square up and get a good look at the basket in any half-court set I can remember tonight. Zawada missed his first free throw and has now hit 4 in a row since.
Yeah, he's an excellent free throw shooter, so I anticipate now he's dialed in now. He's finding his rhythm. trying to create on his own, as frustrating as it is offensively for him tonight.
Okay, so he's now got 5 points in the game, all from the line. Now we'll see how Pottsville plays it. I would imagine a slow play, holding and getting one last good crack at it here to end the first half. A first half that they've really dominated. Alvarez sizing up Brian Gallagher. To his left, to the baseline, adjusts, can't get it to go. 5 seconds, here's a chance. Zawada down court, pulls up, fires the three, no! And Pottsville, in front of primarily a home crowd here at Martz Hall, has an excellent first half. They'll take a 27-14 lead with them into the break. So, we have Anna Howland going to get some thoughts from head coach Jake Wartella. Anna, take it away.
Hi, I'm here with Pottsville's head coach for the pregame interview. Halftime interview. You and your team have done a lot of good defense this half. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, we're really happy with our team's effort right now. Holding that team to 14 points and a half is great. We got to keep it up for the next half.
Yeah, going into the next half, what's going to be the most important thing for your team to do offensively as well?
Take care of the ball, earn good shots, and keep playing good defense.
All right, good luck, Coach. Back to you guys.
All right, Anna Howland, part of our D11 internship program. If you're a student from any District 11 school and are interested in broadcasting, journalism, or photography, check out D11sports.com. Follow your dream and get close to the action as we take you into our student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director or reach out to Al or Dave at D11sports.com. I can't wait to get Kareen's thoughts on the first half. We're going to step aside, and when we get back here to Martz Hall, we'll break things down, take a look at that first half. That'll come up right after this timeout on D11sports.com as presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine.
Make game day an experience with digital scoreboards. Fans will experience every moment like never before. With stunning high-resolution displays, crystal clear sound, and custom animations packed with school pride, every single game is going to feel electric. From touchdowns to saves, three-pointers to pins, digital scoreboards makes every moment bigger, better, and unforgettable. Create the ultimate game day atmosphere with digital scoreboards because your fans deserve the best. Visit digitalscoreboards.net and see how we can transform every moment into something extraordinary.
Since its inception, the Temple St. Luke School of Medicine has focused on cultivating local talent. Training medical students in the Lehigh Valley has significant long-term benefits for our region's healthcare. Our medical students learn here, stay here, and establish practices here, becoming a true community asset. Start here and train with the next generation of healthcare providers for our region. Learn more at sluhn.org/SOM.
St. Luke's Pediatrics is taking care of kids all over the Lehigh Valley and beyond. That's because we offer a full range of care, everything from the routine to the specialized. You'll find pediatric cardiology, neurology, general surgery, and much more. And all this amazing care is nearby. St. Luke's Pediatrics, caring for your future.
Martz Hall in Pottsville. What a great place to call a game. I could call every game I ever do from here on out at this place, and I'd be a happy camper. Matt Province and Kareen Fritz. Kevin Connolly is our producer, doing a great job, as always. And, you think of these games, you look at the stats, you read the articles as much as you can get online, you talk to the coaches, and you put in your mind what you think might happen. This wasn't necessarily the way I thought the first half would go, and that's a credit to Pottsville and the way they came out today.
Yeah, and it's a credit to Pottsville's defense. Yet Senna only has 4 points on the game, 1 3-pointer, and he is 1 of 2 from the foul line. And Tanner Zawada without a field goal. I think that's the big story right here. And Pottsville Crimson Tide, it's not only the primary defender on those players, but when they're switching and they're moving through screens, it's a team defensive philosophy that those were the two kids that they knew if they could stop them, they were going to have good success today.
You're coached, you played, you referee, as I always talk about. It seems like at higher levels, sometimes defense, at least the mentality of the player, is that they're more concerned about offense than defense. I've seen now 4 games played in the semifinals of the Schuylkill League. The commitment to defense has gotten these teams, I think, to where they are. How important is that, especially this time of year as opposed to maybe in the regular season?
I think as a coach, it's hard to have kids buy into defense because that's not the glorious part of the game. Everybody wants their name in the paper. They want the points. They want that glory. So if you can get that mentality and get your kids to buy in that mentality, like the Pottsville Crimson Tide and their players playing defense, I mean, like defense wins games. You know, you hear that phrase all the time. Same thing going back and looking at that Minersville team defensively and how many kids are buying in. And they know that if they can play defense, they're going to be on the floor and they're going to be able to contribute. Maybe they're not the best offensive player on the team, but they're going to be able to contribute and be a part of a winning and possibly a championship.
So that said, obviously the Bears are going to have to find offense. It's been tough to come by. You just gave the stats. They're leading, the dynamic duo in the backcourt has been stymied to this point. From what you've seen, what are some ways they can get things going? Is there anything they could do to kind of neutralize what has been a tenacious, man-to-man, in-your-face defense?
Yeah, obviously, getting them free is difficult. You got to maybe get Ryan Zilker involved, set some pick and rolls, because, if you're concentrating so much on Swada and Yatsena, maybe you get on the roll with Zilker being 6'6", you could get some easy buckets from him. Foul trouble being a little bit of a concern with Yatsena having that third foul right before halftime. Zilker having 2 fouls. But other than that, nobody else really, in foul trouble. Juju Bainbridge with 2 fouls. Watkins has 2. In Montone with 2. So you can live with that. So other than that, I think, defensively, Pottsville's doing what they need to do. And Mahanoy, as we're seeing, they got to figure it out. We'll see what Coach Steika has at halftime.
To your point, as you're talking and I'm listening, you make a good point, because if you think back when the game was still a pup, in the infant stages of this game, it was Zilker that had the first field goal. Then he got fouled and got 1 of 2. He had 3 of the first 5 points. So it was like from the beginning that was working.
Yeah.
He went to the bench with the foul trouble, and then all heck unraveled with the offense because they weren't able to generate any clean looks.
Yeah, and then, 6'6", you can't replace 6'6". So even if there's some loose ball, some offensive rebounding capabilities there, you're taking one of those primary players off the floor with that foul trouble. So, we'll see what happens here in the second half.
Yeah, they've had very little second chance opportunities as a result of it, to your point. So that's where we stand. We're going to take a break. When we get back, we'll look at some of the scorers again, go through Pottsville scoring. They've had a balanced attack. They've been very good at distributing the basketball and getting runouts and running the floor pretty effectively. So we'll take a break, and we'll have more for you as we're about 4 minutes away from the start of half 2 in semifinal number 2 for Martz Hall for a chance at a Schuylkill League championship berth. We'll be back here on D11Sports.com as presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
Make game day an experience with digital scoreboards. Fans will experience every moment like never before. With stunning high-resolution displays, crystal clear sound, and custom animations packed with school pride, every single game is going to feel electric. From touchdowns to saves, three-pointers to pins, digital scoreboards makes every moment bigger, better, and unforgettable. Create the ultimate game day atmosphere with digital scoreboards, because your fans deserve the best. Visit digitalscoreboards.net and see how we can transform every moment into something extraordinary.
St. Luke's Pediatrics is taking care of kids all over the Lehigh Valley and beyond. That's because we offer a full range of care, everything from the routine to the specialized. You'll find pediatric cardiology, neurology, general surgery, and much more. And all this amazing care is nearby. St. Luke's Pediatrics, caring for your future.
We are so proud that we won our Top Workplaces Award 2 years in a row.
We are, without question, the #1 health system in this valley. Every award we get demonstrates that every day, over and over and over again. And who gets the credit for that? Our employees.
They continually show up committed and dedicated to our patients, our families, our communities, and each other.
Welcome to St. Luke's. St. Luke's is the largest hospital system in the Lehigh Valley, with 20,000 employees at multiple hospital campuses, all located throughout northeastern Pennsylvania and western New Jersey. Whether you're an experienced professional, an aspiring student, or a patient seeking care, you'll find your place here. Care doesn't just define your career at St. Luke's. Care is our culture.
Getting close to the start of quarter number 3, Martz Hall, a championship game berth is at stake. Looking good for Pottsville, but a lot of time. Now, DM2 Security, I beg your pardon, DM2 Security is locally owned and operated security company presently serving most all of Pennsylvania, providing all phases of security services for your home and business, offering free estimates and very competitive pricing, along with superior customer service. Let DM2 Security start protecting you today. Check them out on the web at dm2security.com. It's a small price to pay for your peace of mind. St. Luke's is the region's only varsity team in sports medicine, offering the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries, including athletic training, sports performance for individuals and teams, chiropractic, sports psychology, sports nutrition, physical therapy, and more. The game is changing. St. Luke's Sports Medicine is changing it. Matt Province, Kareen Fritz, our whole crew here, including our D11 sideline reporters, Anna Howland and Robbie McGrath, doing great jobs as per usual. Kevin Connolly, producer extraordinaire. And here we are, 16 minutes away from determining the rival for Minersville in the championship game. Pottsville coming out, taking their time. Now Watkins sees an opening, kicks it back out. Great extra pass to the corner, no. But there's Ivy with an offensive rebound. It's poked away by Zawada. And Mahanoy comes away with a big stop. And Alvarez comes away with a big interception.
Yeah, Sandach had the right idea, but the defense had dropped in to take that pass away.
Alvarez averaged about a steal and a half per game this season. Down low, Ivy. Had the mismatch, spins free over the shoulder, able to finish. 6 points for London Ivy, who's been a real nice piece here today.
Yeah, he's having a great game, getting the start for the second half of this game.
Watkins nearly another theft. Literally 5-on-5. Zawada adjusts, banks it home. There's the first field goal for Tana Zawada. It was crafty, Coach.
Yeah, that wasn't easy. That was not easy to finish that bucket.
I mean, he had to hang in the air, he had to switch hands, he had to split the defense. I mean, all the elements that made it a difficult shot.
This is one aspect of Crimson Tide that doesn't get enough credit, is that they can be patient on offense and move the ball, make 5-6 passes. There's good hustle.
Ivy kept it alive. This guy's really done a lot. Watkins scoops it up around the defense and in, working his way into the land of the Giants. 7 for Watkins. He's played very well. Now, can they answer? You had Senna, no. There's the offensive rebound. You talked about that, Coach. Having Zilker on the floor, imperative for this team. Zawada will launch. Bullseye! Tanner Zawada starting to percolate.
Yeah, going back to Zilker, he gave them that second opportunity, and that's the importance of having that 6'6" player on the floor.
He had 5 points in 16 minutes. He's got 5 points in 2.5. And then this defense creates the turnover. So this start in the third quarter reminds me of what Pottsville did in the first quarter to build the lead. Bainbridge will bounce in, and they'll go small as Ivy takes a seat. He had sent about 1 of 5 or 1 of 6 from deep. Has not been able to get it clicking. If he does, look out. A lead for Zilker, but Alvarez says, no, not in my neighborhood. Another theft. He's had 2 this half. Montone from distance, in and out. Hayberry, nowhere to go. Got it rejected. That's Alvarez putting up serious defensive stats in the corner, but Zilker takes it away to Zawada. Bullseye! Tanner Zawada, a quick 8 out of the gates, and we've got ourselves a single-digit lead now. Zilker making things happen. Now he has a rebound. And this is what Kareem talked about at half. They need him on the floor. Boy, one more basket here, and the student section's going to go bonkers. Tough pass. He had Senna corrals it, and Again, they continuously get extra help on him defensively. This time it was Bainbridge who knocked it out of bounds. And Coach Wartella, seeing a little slide, calls a timeout.
Yeah, I like that timeout. We see a little momentum. Maybe that sleeping Golden Bear woke up at halftime, came out of hibernation here, and they have, Tanner Zawada coming out hot with a quick 8 to start this second half.
He's turned this game around. Get a look at the standings here. This is from the regular season, and you could see how it was very top-heavy, and you had Mahanoy and Minersville who could potentially meet in the finals if Mahanoy can come from behind here. Your top two teams in Division I could meet again.
Yeah, Division I, top to bottom there, you're looking that was an interesting, even some of those losses, the Tamaquas, the Panther Valley, and Pine Grove. I'm telling you what, that Pine Grove team, even though they had 4 wins and 10 losses, there was a lot of good competitive games throughout Division I as well as Division II.
New format this season, sliding from 3 down to 2.
Yeah, with the loss of Lee Heighton and Jim Thorpe, Schuylkill League officials had to come up with some plan. So, it's all trial and error, and so far, we got ourselves what we need to do at the postseason, and we'll see how it works out.
And so far, really good games. I mean, in the semifinal round, certainly.
And even on the girls' side, too.
Nice pass inside.
Great play, great design play.
Well, they've got Zawada going. If they can get Yedsena going, this could get even more interesting. It's whittled down to 7. (10-4) out of the break for the Bears, in the student section imploring defense. Zawada nearly obliging. And a hold. It is on Zawada.
So there's a great backdoor cut. Well designed. Nice pass, entry pass into Yedsena.
Yedsena with 5 points now. Here's Montone. Kicks it out. He's got a shooter in the corner, but it's no good. Watkins goes up. Another hustle play by Watkins, who's had a resume of them here tonight.
Yeah, he really got off his feet for that rebound.
Alvarez from downtown delights the crowd. Oh, they needed that. And their number 1 scorer comes through. Can Yedsena answer? He does! Oh, my! And the temperature is increasing here at Martz Hall.
Yes.
Yedsena's been itching to get going, trying to find some rhythm. Nice lob down below. Zilker with the block, but with contact. And that's the more important thing here.
Yeah, this is a nice entry pass. It was set up. The nice lob inside, no weak side help. There's a little contact from behind, so Alvarez will get two shots.
That's 3 on Zilker, who's been a difference maker for this team. I'd love to see the plus-minus for Zilker.
Yeah, how about it?
Alvarez gets it to go.
That was good recognition for that entry pass, recognizing that there wasn't weak side, and a nice lob inside.
12 points for Alvarez. He'll stay there. Watkins, another offensive rebound. Up top, Bowers, bang! Second triple, 68th of the year for the junior rider Bowers. Now Zawada into a triple team, gets it to go, and 1. Oh, a magician, Tanner Zawada.
I'll tell you what, this kid, he's just trying to do anything and everything to keep this team in the game, and he's gone through. He passed 3 different Pottsville players, and of course, Coach Wartella cannot be happy about that.
Zawada, 10 in the quarter, none as marvelous as that. Willing his way through a triple team, and he completes the 3-point play. Bowers out, in comes Colin McGinley. Boy, Alvarez continuously has had an answer. Unassuming, a quiet, high-volume, high-scoring kid. He's a heck of a player. Montone trying to free himself up. You're going to look for McGinley, a little too strong. Alvarez, an offensive rebound. Now Bainbridge into the lane. That was blocked by Zilker. Zawada away with it. May have gotten away with the travel. Down low, Zilker couldn't hang on to the pass, and Pottsville gets the turnover.
A similar play, Zawada looking to get it and enter into the big guy inside, but just couldn't grab it.
8-point game, 2:06 to go, third quarter. At times, this game has had ultimate flurries. I mean, just high energy, a lot of action. Now Montone sizing it up, gets the screen from Alvarez. To his left again, Zilker into the lane. Pretty shot, just wouldn't go. Zilker showing his toughness, grabs another rebound. Now Mayberry. Sena wants the ball. Second time down court, he's had his hands way up like, get me the rock. Zawada trying it again, accelerating, but can't get it to fall. And a rebound in traffic there for McGinley. Then it's knocked out of bounds. Golden Bear basketball.
Good hustle, good hustle. Mahanoy's not going away. They're not going away. They're hanging around. Hanging around. Got it to 8.
Come back with Ivy, giving them more size.
Big size, yeah.
Ivy's had 6 points off the bench. Had some rebounds, a couple offensive rebounds as well in the first half.
Yeah, so that's a good matchup with Ivy.
You had Sena no. Watkins, another board too. Foul is going to be on William Mayberry. Watkins is one of those guys who could have a triple-double without points being the category. It's interesting, too. He wears 5. I believe what's a Josh Hart's number. I'm trying to think of guys in the NBA who have all these other stats, aren't scorers, but contribute in so many ways to be valuable players, and that's my takeaway from watching Watkins, who did average 8.1 points per game during the year, but today has done a variety of everything. Back in Bowers, shot won't go, but it will stay with the Crimson Tide. And Bowers does have a couple of threes. He hasn't gotten quite going either. So as much as we say, boy, if Sena gets going or Zawada gets going, remember, there's another ace in the hole for Pottsville that can light up a game and seal a victory. He's being hounded by Mayberry. Bodies flying, balls bouncing around like a pinball machine. It finds Watkins. Up top, one more pass, gets Bowers. No. Watkins the rebound. Watkins, no. And then Zilker comes in with that brawn. Yeah. Snatches the rebound, and here comes Zawada the other way. Zawada was like moving so fast, kind of lost his footing, backed into Watkins. Yeah. Tough foul for Watkins, and that's his third. And that's kind of the sentiment from his coach. It wasn't an angry, how could you do that? Why would you foul him in the open court? It was like, no, great hustle. Take a seat for the time being. He'll be right back out there, I'm sure. But right now, 30 seconds, a lob for Yedsena. The fade away, tough shot. Man, it just won't go for the kid. In and out. 18 seconds. So really, Pottsville surviving the big scare and holding an 8-point lead after that bevy of, or that flurry, I should say, I think is more accurate by the Golden Bears. Here is Alvarez. No, he's short. And a foul on Ivy with 2 seconds to go. And they'll get a chance to try to get an inbounds and a quick shot, but it will be tough from the baseline. Just the first on London Ivy. Yedsena accelerates, fires, will be short, hits the front rim, and that'll do it. All in all, a decent third quarter from the Bears. Down 13 at half, they cut into the deficit by 5, and with 8 minutes to go, they trail by 8. Who's going on to face Minersville in the Schuylkill League Championship? 8 minutes will decide. Keep it here to D11sports.com, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
Make game day an experience with digital scoreboards. Fans will experience every moment like never before. With stunning high-resolution displays, crystal clear sound, and custom animations packed with school pride, every single game is going to feel electric. From touchdowns to saves, three-pointers to pins, digital scoreboards makes every moment bigger, better, and unforgettable. Create the ultimate game day atmosphere with digital scoreboards because your fans deserve the best. Visit digitalscoreboards.net and see how we can transform every moment into something extraordinary.
You're determined to stay active and enjoy life. Be at your best every day with St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Start here and we'll get you back to doing what you love. With locations throughout the region, including St. Luke's Orthopedic Hospital West End campus, the best place for orthopedic care is always close to home. St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Start here, go farther.
Matt Province, Corrine Fritz, our D11 Sports intern crew, and Kevin Connolly. Great basketball game, and immediately an offensive foul. And it's on Yedsena. So now he and Zilker are both skating foul trouble. Actually, he's in it with 4. And he's an emotional player, so to leave him out there, Teddy's Steika has got to trust Yedsena to check down the emotion a minute to make sure he doesn't foul himself out of a very important tilt.
Yeah, he's a senior. He's got to be able to play through this. That call, he's trying to really force the action offensively. Unfortunately, picked up that offensive charge, that player control foul, to get his 4th. So he does have to be careful. And Pottsville could be mindful of that also.
Nice feed by Bainbridge. He saw the cut coming through the elbow from Montone. Foul committed was on Sendach.
Yeah.
So
Montone with a good aggressive move to the basket.
A really interesting contrast, right? Like, I feel like I'm watching these kind of subtle scores for Pottsville. Subtle, meaning, again, quiet scores.
Yep.
They don't really push the envelope. And then you see like this ability to drive and this athletic, violent scoring attack by Mahanoy. Like, what a contrast.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
1 of 2 for Montone. 9-point game. And it'll stay here with the Golden Bears.
And Pottsville, they don't take bad shots. Like, they're really not any, 4 shots. Like, they're really good looks. And here's Yedsena with a good look from the corner.
Very patient, right? Like, that's a key difference. One team is always 100% all out all the time. The other can kind of sit back a little bit. How about this?
Wow.
Watkins has had a great evening of basketball, and that over-the-shoulder drive there is another example. 9 points for the senior Derek Watkins. And now it's back into double figures. Big possession. Zilker trying to break free. Hard off the can, able to get it in. He worked for every bit of those 2 points, Coach.
Yes, he did. Absolutely. And there is, they have to take advantage of it. Enter it inside. Try to get some easy points down low. And if he gets fouled, get him to the foul line. Stop the clock. Obviously, if Mahanoy has the ball, Pottsville can't score. So that has to be part of the recipe also here.
So he's got his second field goal. We'll remind you that the action tonight is brought to you by Digital Scoreboard, your leader in video scoreboard displays. Stay on top of every fast break, three-pointer, and victory dance with Digital Scoreboards, where every moment of the game is in focus. Proudly serving Lehigh Valley District 11, we're here to bring clarity and excitement to every play. Let's bright up the court, keep the energy high, and bring home another big win. So a 9-point game, just about 7 minutes to go. Still plenty of time for Mahanoy, and I feel like it's going to get close. It might not. I feel like it's still going to get closer. Can Pottsville hang on? My answer, which is not going to be as educated as yours, is if the defense continues the tenacity they can, and they very well could prevail. What are your thoughts? What is your take?
Yeah, and in a game like this, sometimes on the offensive end, Pottsville with the lead, if they get too conservative, then they start playing not to lose instead of playing to win. And so they have to keep doing what they're doing. And what they're doing well is still attacking the basket and playing that great defense.
Eventually, too, hitting the free throws, you'd imagine, is going to be key because this game looks like it's going to be close enough that it's going to require executing from the line to hang on to any lead. Alvarez, another big game. Such a great player, the junior. Sitting on 12 points as Montone probes. Yeah, they're willing to back it out and start again.
Yeah, and they run a really nice 5-out where they'll penetrate kick, bounce back out with the dribble. And they're not, this is intended to run some time, maintain this lead. Take a layup if you got it.
Look at this move and a block call, and if it's on Ietsena, he's out. Watkins just put a move on. Let's take a look at this replay.
Yeah, so he has a nice crossover, attacking the basket.
Wow.
And that's going to be Ietsena's 5th foul.
What's interesting about the call is that, in live action, certainly it looked like an obvious call, but it looked like Watkins had already kind of been tilting his body through the contortion where it may not have been the contact that led to the contortion. That's a tight one, and I'm sure for Ietsena, if his Schuylkill League tournament has come to an end, meaning they don't win this game, it's going to leave a bitter taste in his mouth because I feel like he felt he was being careful with 4 fouls.
Yeah.
But again, when you attack, Watkins is attacking to put so much pressure on the defense, whether you got no fouls or 4 fouls.
Yeah. Well, and that's what happened when Pottsville goes to that 5-out and they really spread the floor. It opens lanes. And what they want is a layup or an attack to the basket like you just saw there. And talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time for Ietsena.
Watkins, his first trip to the line, 55% free throw shooter. He's in double figures now with 10. Points will come, right? You keep playing hard, you keep contributing, as I said earlier. And it took him until late second quarter to score, but they've come in bunches for him. His effort's been there all night long. 6:14 to go in a 10-point game. Montone gets the turnover. Got his hands out, got into the passing lane, and gets the Crimson Tide back to basketball.
And it's just great defense. Once again, offensive miscues, and Pottsville's going to take advantage.
I look at my roster, and everybody who's playing is making all kinds of plays in a variety of ways. Whether it's been on defense, whether it's been the little things away from the basketball, the extra pass, they're nailing it. Watkins again breaks free. The finger roll is no good. And a big rebound in traffic for William Mayberry. Where are the points going to come? Leading scorer is out. 5 fouls for Ietsena. It's Zawada trying to take it over. Bullseye! He had a huge third quarter in which he amassed 11 points, and now he's got his first points in the fourth quarter, and it's back down to 7.
Yeah, he's a true competitor. He came off that double screen and had a nice clean look and was able to knock it down.
19 for Tanner Zawada. His co-backcourt mate fouled out with 9. And he's really done most of the scoring. Other than that, 5 from Zilker, a couple in the first quarter from Sendach, and that's been all the scoring for Mahanoy.
Yeah, and that's a lot to have. And throughout the entire season, Ietsena and Zawada, it's nice to have those 2 leading scorers, but you need other players to contribute, and you need a little bit more balance throughout because you are going to get those nights where it's going to be a struggle or you're going to be in foul trouble. So I think they're coming to, this is one of the battles within the game itself.
And that leads me back to the first game where we commented Minersville had a bunch of contributors. Maybe not the gaudy, sexy numbers. Good job press break. They get it to Ivy, and we'll have a chance to set the offense if we can avoid the headband of Montone, Kevin like Mr. Miyagi over there. One hand on the keyboard, one on the headband. Foul here is going against Oblas. Oh, it wasn't the headband, it was the wrist guard. I'm sure that wasn't sweaty, Kevin. Risky pass. Great job by Oblast to nearly get the turnover.
Great. Yep, great defense.
And really at this point, 5:11 to go, you've got to attack every pass. You've got to have the hands out. You've got to have that extra bounce in your step, and that nearly created a steal for Mahanoy. Five different scorers for the Crimson Tide. Alvarez has led the balanced attack, but here is a big turnover on cue. Zawada. And that ball's kicked around. It'll stay with the Golden Bears. Yeah, turnovers right now have got to be out of the vernacular of Teddy Steicha's group here. Here's Zawada. Tough shot off balance. No. Zilker fighting. A scrum. It comes away to Oblas. A three is short there. Zilker goes up. Contended by Bowers. Gets it back. Puts it up. Puts it in. The big man. A big play down below.
And that's just great hustle. That's just being in the good, getting in great offensive rebounding position and trying to get a old-fashioned three-point play.
That is want, right?
Yes.
And you said if they're going to win at the half, I said what it's going to take. You said they've got to get Zilker involved. Makes it a 4-point game. 8 for Ryan Zilker, approaching his season's average. Now the question is, can the Crimson Tide seal the thing? How will they handle this latest punch from the Golden Bears?
Yeah, and Steicha decided to take Zilker out so they can full court press and possibly get a turnover. Lots of contact. Pottsville handling it well.
Open players everywhere. Good job getting back by the Golden Bears. That looked like it could be an easy 2 once they found Watkins in the corner. And now El Blas has 3 fouls.
Yeah, it's definitely the offense for defense. You're going to see Zilker coming back in the game, as well as London Ivy for that big guy matchup.
Both have had a big impact in their team's successes tonight. So Montone, he's going to be paying rent to the free throw line. He's back there, 4th time. 4 of 6, make it 4 of 7. He's got 8 points. Gallagher out, as you mentioned, Zilker back in. Meanwhile, Bowers comes out for Pottsville to get Ivy back onto the floor. 4-point game, a good one. 5-point game. 4:25 to go. We'll have a timeout. Coach, we're getting our money's worth.
As predicted. And, Zilker being a really fundamental piece right now in this 4th quarter with the incentive being out of the game. If Coach Steicha can find a way to utilize those 2 players together, like I said, maybe a pick and roll, be able, and continue to attack the basket, stop the clock, and get to that foul line. That foul line is going to be their friend, especially for Zawada. He's an excellent foul shooter, so he's got to continue to attack.
Yeah, and the ball is in his hands so much.
Yeah. And, another thing about him, he's if you notice him off the court, like he's constantly talking to his teammate. He's like a coach on the floor. And I can see him 15, 20 years from now being a high school coach or doing something in the coaching realm because he has that kind of basketball IQ and that basketball mentality to direct people. And you can see it taking place on the court.
Redding is going to back off, just extends the man-to-man, and Zawada has Bainbridge on him here. 4:20 to go. Zawada loses his man, squares up, fires, no. Alvarez off and running with the rebound. And then he is held, and that's going to be on Peyton Sendach.
Well, it's going to come down to foul shooting here. This last 4 minutes, because we get 2 shots for the next 4 minutes and 11 seconds.
Alvarez 63% from the line. Looks like we'll get a timeout. Perfect time to remind you that DM2 Security is a locally owned and operated security company presently serving most all of Pennsylvania. They provide all phases of security services for your home and business and offer free estimates with very competitive pricing and superior customer service. Let DM2 Security start protecting you today. Check them out on the web, dm2security.com. It's a small price to pay for your peace of mind.
And we have a player down. Montone from Pottsville is down. It looks like he has some a leg cramping issue here.
Well, at the pace this game has been played, not necessarily a surprise. And fortunately, if that is the issue, certainly much better than other alternatives.
Yeah, they walked down, got him water, and he's right in front of Mahanoy area's bench.
It's interesting, too. I look at the individual free throw numbers. I wouldn't classify Pottsville as, an above-average free throw shooting team, right? Obviously, Bowers is their best. He's just a great shooter, and Alvarez is at 63%. But other than that, nobody's above 60%. Now, the other way, should drives to the basket result in shooting fouls from Mahanoy, you've got 76, 94, 71, 87. The only shooter that is sub 60% is Zilker, who's the big man who missed had the end one not long ago. He's at 31%, but he's 2 for 3 tonight.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Or 2 for 2. Oh, yeah, 2 for 3 tonight.
2 for 3.
Yeah, so that edge would favor Mahanoy, but you figure the team that will shoot more is the one leading, which right now is Pottsville.
Correct.
Still working on Montone. Speaking of getting it back on the court, St. Luke's is the region's only varsity team in sports medicine. Their team offers the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries, including athletic training, sports performance for individuals and teams, such as chiropractic, sports psychology, sports nutrition, physical therapy, and more. St. Luke's provides sports medicine services at more than 60 schools and cares for almost 40,000 student athletes in PA and New Jersey. No matter your sport or position, we can train you. We can get you to avoid injury and get you back on your feet and back in the game. The game is changing, and St. Luke's Sports Medicine is changing it. Montone hobbles off. Hopefully we'll get that worked out before too long. And now they'll be without one of their ball handlers and leading scorers as Latrell Montone grabs a seat. It's going to put more onus on Juju Bainbridge, who plays a starter share of minutes. No good for Alvarez.
Well, as a team, I think they're 8 for 14 unofficially leading up to that. Now 8 for 15. So we're at that 50%.
Roughly about their average.
Yeah, that's when you said that. I was
And that's
curious.
not going to be comfortably high enough to seal a game.
No.
So they're going to have to make stops. They're going to have to get some field goals.
Correct.
Or just shoot better. But that's, again, not necessarily what the history of their performance would indicate. That's short. Here comes Zawada back to clean it up. 4:09 to go, 5-point game. Zilker creates for himself, can't get it to go. And here's Watkins in the open floor, but too strong for Ivy. They took off neither time nor added points. And Jake Wartell, it's fun to have him in front of us.
Yeah, he is.
Great gesticulator. Baseline leave. Oblas got trapped, kicks it up top. Zilker nearly turned it over, got it back. Here is Zawada. He's too far left. Watkins, another rebound. He's got to be in double figures rebounding. Bodies flying all over the place. Watkins streaking to the basket, able to finish. Watkins is so good on his penetration. 12 for Watkins. What a night that kid's having. To the corner, Oblas, an air ball. Alvarez, a rebound. And after the 2 missed free throws, you thought the momentum could swing one way. It's gone the other. And now time will come off the clock.
And Coach Wartell is calling for motion. Just keep the ball moving. Take a layup if you have it. Run some time. Time is your friend right now.
Boy, a field goal here. Yeah, that's a backbreaker. They go up 9 with a field goal here. Oblas pushes Watkins. Now he goes down, grabbing at his thigh, right by the quad, but seems to be okay. He'll go to the line, a 55% shooter who's 1 for 2 tonight. Very well could have a double-double. I've mentioned 12 points. I said earlier he's got to be darn near close to double figures in rebounding if he's not there already. Gets the roll here. Gets the roll again.
Two big ones.
Instant replay, right?
Two big ones.
Back to 9, a full 3 possession game. Looking for answers outside of Zawada. He's had to carry the load with the Edsena fouling out. Zawada, great idea to leave it for Zilker. The execution wasn't there, and the ball goes back to Pottsville. That's a huge defensive stop for the Crimson Tide. That's how they started the game. Defense got them a lead. They need to play defense late in the game, and so far here, the last couple of possessions, they've been able to do it. But it's a steal, a tie-up, Pottsville basketball. And Zawada pleading his case that he was held. Not going to win that argument. Crimson Tide basketball, another big stop. Alvarez held. Foul on Mayberry. Second on the senior, William Mayberry.
It's going to come down to the foul line. They can knock these foul shots down, extend this lead. They're walking into a league final.
And they'll be the road team on paper, but probably not in capacity here at Martz Hall. Alvarez, 2 for 5 from the line. He's sitting on 12 points. See if he can atone for his last trip. No good. Keeping Mahanoy alive, though. It's going to be a tall water. Down 11, 2:27 to go, or 9 rather, 2:27 to go. There he goes, Alvarez up to 13. Points in a hurry, that's the MO right now. Mayberry, the one-hander, no. Tipped around. Great job by Bowers to go get it. Another big stop for the Crimson Tide. 3-on-1. Ivy, the reverse is in. He's got 8 points. And now it's a 12-point game with 2 to go. Could be a dagger. Zawada, too strong. Bowers, another rebound. Pottsville, another 3-on-1. Here's Ivy. Spins. No. Coach Wartella wanted him to pull it back and kill some more time. Sendat streaking. He got cut off. Mayberry. First points of the game come on a big triple, keeping life support for the Golden Bears. Ivy got away with the easy reverse a moment ago, so he liked those 3-on-1s more than he liked the time on the clock. But if he made it, it would have been as sensational as it gets.
Oh, yeah, it would have been.
The Statue of Liberty without the dunk. After the game, we're going to hear from our tag team duo, if you will, of Anna Howland and Robbie McGrath, who have been sensational all night long. And if you're a student from any District 11 school and are interested in broadcasting, journalism, or photography, check out D11sports.com. Follow your dreams and get close to the action as you take part in our student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director or reach out to Al or Dave at D11sports.com. Kareem, these live drops are a lot easier in baseball when you can just wait after a foul ball or maybe in between pitches. The rip-roaring action at Martz Hall, especially here in the fourth quarter action, makes it a degree of difficulty of a higher nature. but equally as important. Alvarez looking, can run the baseline and does, and gets it into the hands of Watkins. Stepped out of bounds.
Either way, it was going to be a turnover because Zawada swiped the ball away also. So that full court press doing exactly what it needed to do. Turn the ball over. Zawada pulls up.
Short, crashing the glass in desperation. Sendach, and then kicks it away. And really almost fitting that we've seen several turnovers here down the stretch. That's what Pottsville did to build the lead, and that's been their calling card, is the defensive pressure. I'd like to see but a travel. I would like to see the turnovers created by the Pottsville defense.
Yeah.
Because it's a high total.
Yeah,
We
for
don't
sure.
have no stat monitors here at the high school level, but I'd be curious to know total turnovers. North of 20 would be my guess. Zawada opts against the long three, throws up a prayer. Offensive rebound, Gallagher, no. Another chance, Zawada, no. Juju Bainbridge, the rebound, now inside of a minute. It's close to a home team playing for a championship on Friday against a game red-hot Minersville club that won earlier this evening. Fouls on Zawada. Third. If Pottsville had been a little bit more effective from the free throw line, the game may have been over a lot sooner. They kind of kept this Golden Bear team in, but the Golden Bears aren't hitting shots down the stretch.
That's his first. 55% free throw shooter on the season.
Let's try somebody new, right? Let's get
Yeah.
Juju out there.
Yeah.
He had
There you
13
go.
points and 5 assists in that quarterfinal win. That's his first and second point of the night. And Pottsville getting set to celebrate. Desperation time, Golden Bears. That one won't go. That one out of bounds, and the Crimson Tide is going to have it. Doesn't look as though there will be a second repeat championship for Mahanoy, which won again 05 and 06, and of course won last year, preventing the Blue Mountain sweep, which I believe we discovered last year would have been a first, girls and boys.
Yeah.
Which is amazing in the history of the league. Shows the parity.
Yeah.
Watkins elevating. He has been cool as a cucumber all night long. And now Ivy nearly stole it. Mahanoy gets it back. 20 seconds to go. Lead is back to 13, and Watkins had himself a game. So he's done as much as he can, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Final 5 seconds. Pottsville fans going crazy. Student section elated. And the Crimson Tide, looking for a 21st Schuylkill League championship, is back in the finals to face Minersville on Friday. Final score 54-44. The Crimson Tide is in. Well, if nothing else, Corrine, that was 32 minutes of nonstop effort by the men clad in the crimson.
You got that right. And you know, credit to Mahanoy area Crimson. It was a great ball game on both halves. And unfortunately, you know, at this time of the season, basketball is a game of wins and losses. And, you know, Pottsville comes out on top, 54-44.
Great game for Watkins. We're going to hear from him. Unofficially 15. He just added another 2 points. My guess is double-double. He was all effort all night long. We're going to hear from him. We're going to hear from Coach Wartella with our D11 Sports Internship Program, and Howland and Robbie McGrath corralling the troops to make this happen. And that's where you'd love to see all the other numbers, the assists, the steals, because sometimes it's not just points, and rebounds, it's the whole gamut. And it's also controlling the offense, and Watkins spent a lot of time with the ball in his hands. And you can go to the corners when I'm being told, yeah. Let's start with the player of the game, the senior Derek Watkins, and Robbie McGrath. Take it away.
I'm here with player of the game, Derek Watkins, after an impressive victory over Mahanoy area. First of all, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
So in the first quarter, the defense came out very aggressive for you guys. Did Coach Wartello want your defense to come out super aggressive?
Yeah, we wanted to full court press them, make them take bad shots, and then get easy buckets in transition.
Coach Wartello said before the game that your defense had to give good effort, and on defense, it sure looked like you guys gave good effort. Was that something Coach Wartello wanted you guys to do, and was that a key to tonight's victory?
Yes, every day at practice we just do 100% defensive drills, just constant defensive talk on defense, and the offense will just come in a flow. My bad.
All right, congrats again, Derek.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
So that's Derek Watkins. What a game he had. And obviously he emphasizes what I thought he did very well, especially early on, that the defensive effort, slowing down the dynamic duo in the backcourt. And from player of the game to the victorious coach, we have Anna Holland along with Jake Wartello.
Hi, I'm Anna Holland here with Jake Wartello, Pottsville's head coach. You said yourself earlier that this game was going to be about combating Mahanoy's physicality. Can you talk a little bit about how your team did that?
Yeah, I thought we were the more physical team all night, and I'm just happy with the way we played. True team effort from our kids. Different guys stepped up, and just proud of the effort.
Defense was really important tonight. Do you think your team did a good job at executing that?
Yeah, I think we played a great defensive game. We'll like to be a little better on offense, but we'll take the win.
Then offensively, what did work for your team tonight?
We were moving the ball. We were cutting very well, and we got a lot of clean shots. We ran the floor very well tonight, too, and stole some buckets. So just a great team effort, proud of the kids, and ready to move on.
Yep, and going into that final game on Friday, how are you expecting things to go?
It's going to be another battle on Friday night. Two very good teams that know each other very well. It's probably going to be very similar this game.
All right, thank you so much. Good luck, Coach. Back to you guys.
All right, Anna, great job. Good questions. I'm curious about a bunch of that stuff that she asked. And at the end of the day, Jake Wartello wanted to see his team play well on defense, and they did. And I think that he's going to also be very pleased with just how they played in control. That was – they had some turnovers at times. They allowed Mahanoy to get back into the game. But at the end of the day, they also were cool enough to seal the thing. And the reason why is because Mahanoy got close but could never get closer because the defense never went on a slump.
Yeah, and also I think that quick start. The quick start, they just jumped all over Mahanoy area, and it took a minute. Took a few minutes for Mahanoy to be like, oh, wow. This is real, and we got to play at game speed. Because I don't care what kind of practices you run. Practices aren't like games. They are not. So credit to Pottsville. Came out with a great defensive scheme. At practice, that's a point of emphasis for Pottsville. You don't get good at playing team defense unless you make it a point of emphasis and take time doing that in practice. And that's something I know 110% Pottsville does, and I also know that Minersville does the same thing.
Yeah,
so those two teams are going to be a great matchup. I anticipate that to be, honestly, I don't know if that's going to be a high-scoring ball game because I just think defensively they're just going to bang head-to-head. And I could be wrong, but, that defensive philosophy on both ends will be interesting to see on Friday night.
I want to ask you one more question before we bid adieu. And it involves, I'm curious to get your take on this, the hunter and the hunted. What I've seen the last couple of nights, and this could be back to your bye theory, but what I've seen is it seems like the teams that might be the higher seed or the expected team to have the edge, there's almost, I don't say it's an alacrity, there's almost like the intensity doesn't seem to be the same as the team that feels like it's playing with nothing to lose. Is that my imagination, or as a coach, do you see that often because of expectation?
I don't know. When you have that number one seed, maybe you are sitting back and thinking, we worked hard, we got here, we proved ourselves to this point. And then those other teams are, and they don't look at it the same way, and they're coming in fighting tooth and nail. It's an interesting perspective to look at. Me personally, and I said this in the first game, that quick start is that they are in game mode. Their mind's in game mode. Their physicality, their language, their coach, their practice. They've already had that game, and the last two, our semifinals here proved true to the fact that they got off to such a quick start because they're on it.
And it's interesting getting back to why I asked, and one of the things I thought about was the game that you officiated last night. I saw a Schuylkill team that kind of came out like gangbusters. I thought that Marian Catholic on the girls' side, kind of came out and, had a kind of a cool swagger or whatever. But, like, Schuylkill came out like they had nothing to lose, and they scrapped and clawed. And now, again, what's the theme? Defense, right? The common theme is playing cohesive defense. So that might be more the overriding factor. But tonight, Pottsville came out on a mission from the get-go.
Yeah, absolutely. And, going back to that girls' game, same situation. Marian had a bye.
Yeah.
Haven had that other game, and now they're coming in, and I like
that's probably the better point.
I
of
like
why.
to have my teams playing, and I don't like a dead period. You know, you're peaking at the right time. You got to keep these kids playing. You got to keep them on a routine, and you know that layoff can sometimes, and you see that in any sport. You see it in football. You know, college football. You see it in the NFL when you have that layoff. So, you know, there's something to be said for that aspect, and it's something that's one of those things. That's one of the aspects that is very hard to control as a coach. But nonetheless, it's an underlying factor, in my opinion.
All right, so what that does, Karina, is set up a date with you here Friday when we're going to see Minersville, which won its game tonight over Nativity, and then, of course, this one where Pottsville gets the 54-44 win over last year's champion Mahanoy. Guess we'll see you here Friday, same spot,
Yep,
same station.
Excited.
All right, for our two excellent D11 sports interns, Anna Howland of Lehighton and Robbie McGrath of Minersville, for producer extraordinaire Kevin Connolly. Matt Province for Corinne Fritz saying so long. One final time from Martz Hall. We are set for a boys championship on Friday that features Pottsville and Minersville. Thanks for watching this production of D11Sports.com, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.